Welcome back to the JJK Chronicles, a Jujutsu Kaisen podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Ronnie.
My name's Chaz.
And we are here to cover Season 1, Episode 15, Kyoto Sister School Exchange Event Group Battle 1, Too long title. Too long of a title.
Yeah, it is way too long of a title. They could have just said Kyoto, or no, sorry, hold on. Let me think about this for a second.
Well, if you could keep filling, because I'm still catching my breath. I'm catching my breath.
KSS.
The KSSEEGB1.
Yep.
What do you think of this episode?
It was good. Panda was in it. I was in plus, as always.
All right, so we can keep talking now. Don't want to be too mean, but you had a terrible episode last episode.
It was not that terrible.
It was a very bad episode. Worst episode we've ever done. Hopefully we can do better this episode. Now, here's my worry.
Okay.
Now it's my episode. I have to go through my summary, which, from what people have said, I always do an immaculate job. As you yawn into the microphone, don't need to do that. What I'm worried about is I'm going to be doing all the talking and you're going to speak up 4 times.
No, I am fucking ready to rumble with my speech.
Oh, yeah? You got some notes?
Yeah.
You have some notes over there?
Yeah, and I've got a few things I want to talk about in this episode.
Which could be considered a note, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Or do you have other notes that don't pertain to things you want to talk about in this episode?
Riff. I'm riffing on this one.
All right. Well, what do you say we get this show on the road?
Yeah, let's get it over with. Is that... That's what you said, right?
No. Rephrase it.
Let's do this till it's done.
No, I don't like that one either. Make it better.
Let's finish this up so we can...
I don't like you talking about it being over.
All right, let's begin it. Let's begin this episode.
Let's kick it off.
There we go.
Let's have a good old time. We open up. Gojo is getting ready to get this show on the road. Hey, that's kind of what I said earlier. He's also doing the same thing. As he talks on the intercom system, but throws it over to Yori. And, well, she was not ready for the spotlight.
No, and Gojo, why is he... I get he's a troll. We've already mentioned this last episode. He's a troll. But he is such a showsman.
Yeah.
Just do it yourself, bud.
This is a great prank. I am so with Gojo here.
Prank.
He throws it to her. She collapses under the pressure of public speaking, even if the public can't actually see her.
If we had a live podcast, this would be you so hard.
Mm-hmm. Well, here's the difference. If we had a live podcast, I would come prepared. You wouldn't.
No, I'm always prepared, dude. And people said that I'm the best riffer they've ever seen in their lives or heard. It's a riff. I'm riffing.
So this was a really poor performance by Iori. She's just...
Yeah.
She fumbles the ball. Gojo starts this thing off, and both groups break out into action, including Sabrina the teenage witch that flies up on her broom.
She did that instantly, and I was like, oh, wow. How original.
I mean, it kind of is original since she's the only one in the air.
I don't like it.
What?
Hey, use a fucking... what is it? A mop. We're tired of seeing brooms and witches. Change it up a little bit.
Use a Swiffer.
Or a vacuum cleaner. I would love to see something different.
No one had... I mean, it's true. You know, brooms. Especially brooms like the witches use.
Yeah, it's...
Because no one uses brooms like that anymore.
It's usually the black-haired ones.
Yeah, we've transitioned as a culture into more of a widespread broom brush scheme.
And a modern look.
Mm-hmm. The witches, they seem to still use a circular pattern. And it's like... You can't get as much...
It looks like hay. The end of it looks like hay.
Right.
Like a bundle of hay.
Wow, I was worried about how this episode was going to go, but 5 minutes in, we had that great broom talk. Things are looking up. So the Kyoto group questions where Toto is. He's nowhere to be found. If you remember from last episode, they had a bit of a falling out. And there's a second yawn to the podcast by Chad. He drank an entire cup of coffee last episode, and he's still yawning. Elsewhere, we see Itadori. He calls Panda boss and asks where he thinks the curse is.
I like this. He's already shown respect for the leader of the group, and we know who that is, Mr. Panda.
Panda does kind of seem to be running the show here, I'll admit that. And he says probably in between the two schools, but it's not going to stay in one place. Now, between the two schools, if you remember from last episode, Nobra was worried because everyone else hadn't packed. If the two schools are this close to where we can do an exchange event, why was she so worried about the packing situation? That was
Do you want me to give you an honest answer?
There was a sneaky third yawn in there, by the way. But yes, I do want you to give me an answer.
Okay. An honest one?
Yeah, honest answer. Three yawns.
She's a woman.
Oh my God, what are you?
They're irritated. She's the type of lady that gets irritated about every little thing. I mean, what I was gonna say, she's probably on her cycle. I'm not gonna say it, but I was gonna say something along those lines.
Well, you can come prepared to a podcast that you do every week for 3 weeks. For 3 weeks, we do one of these every week. For 3 weeks, you didn't come prepared, and that's a fourth yawn that he tried to hide.
I did not yawn,
yeah, but it was a yawn.
I looked like it was about to burp.
Listen, it was a cheating. You tried to implement a cheat code, did not work. I caught it. He didn't open his mouth, tried to hide it underneath his shirt, pulled up his shirt. All I'm saying, you can't come prepared to it. Now, that wasn't a yawn. But stop doing
it. Now I'm tricking you.
But stop doing that.
So now you'll not know.
Oh, but except, wasn't fooled. Didn't get it by me. Can't fool me. We're at 4 yawns. All the women in your life are mad because you don't pack, because you stall, and you're a procrastinator, and you're the worst person who might have ever lived.
I do stall.
That was a 5th yawn.
That was I tricked you.
That
again.
was a 5th yawn. That was a
Tricked
5th. You came out of the yawn, 5th yawn.
Speaking of packing, though, I have got to pack for this vacation that's coming up. If I am not prepared for it, I will be scrambling and yambling all night long. The night before,
scrambling and yambling. So Maki breaks down the plan, which consists of breaking into a Panda squad and Fushi squad, and after that, they will be counting on Yuji. We get to see my little friend Shadow getting to stretch out his legs and be part of the event, which made me very happy.
I thought this man's died. Did he not?
No. Snowy perished too soon. I don't put some respect on his name. Remain in peace.
Whoa! What do you mean? I love these guys.
But I didn't like how you just brushed over it. You took the witch mop and you just swept right over it. Oh, I thought Shadow died. No.
I thought this man. Well, how else was I supposed to say it?
Snowy. This is how you say it. Snowy demise in a poor, unfortunate way. Shadow. He lives on through Shadow, who's getting to stretch his legs.
Snowy got slaughtered. Shadow somehow is alive. I think he's reincarnated. That's what I think. I think we saw him die, did we not?
Well, I don't want to talk about it anymore. We see a red spider drop down with 10 eyes because we are watching Jujutsu Kaisen after all. Wow. But before our gang can you try and avoid it. And even though it feels terrible in my mouth, I go out of my way to flaunt.
We are watching Jujutsu
to flaunt my pronunciation.
High School Kaisen.
But before our gang can deal with this spider, Toto comes busting onto the scene. That was a 6 yawn.
That was not a yawn.
That was a 6
yawn.
I'm
fooling you like a fooler.
That was a yawn number 6. Toto comes busting onto the scene and makes short work of this spider. And more important than all this...
Why is his shirt off? Put a shirt on.
Because do you see those pectorals?
He's got some shoulder boulders. Wait, it's boulder shoulders, sorry.
There is not a shirt that would not restrict his movement. They don't make shirts shaped like that. It would have to be custom tailored. And who wants to do that?
Why is this guy so... Why does he have to film... First off, it is a film. Why does he have to film ladies walking when he is that handsome? Why don't you just go find a girl?
Now, you say film as if him setting up his DVR back at the apartment is filming something. What?
Well, didn't you say that she was setting up a film of her walking? And if he's filming, if it is...
There was a television show. I believe it was a TV program. And
don't say program. I hate when people say that.
It was a program. It's been on the air for a while. It's one of the longest running programs.
Oh, dude.
Japan has.
Okay, you
It's
know what
a
else?
walking show.
You know what makes me even more mad than program? Is
My mom says program all the time. It's hilarious.
yeah, that's my mom says it too. Poem. People say poem. Poem.
Poem.
My mom
Like
says
a wise
poem.
poem.
Like a poem. She says poem. Poem.
It was really dangerous the day that Mama, we taught her, well, we had to show her 5 times, bless her, how to use the DVR. I don't know what all the forms are called, but just the record function on the television. She records everything. So I'm trying to hide it. You fought it off. No 7th yawn yet. And I don't know how much experience you have with this. You can record and keep hours and hours and hours of TV programs.
Yeah.
And her thing is always 99% full, and never without a doubt. When I go visit my mama, I just want to talk with her, ask her how her day was, see how she's feeling. She always wants to show me something on the TV that I have to be honest with you. I can never say it to her because I'd break her heart, Chad. I don't care about it.
You don't care about it. What is it? Like, is it like a ballet play or something?
Sometimes it's like, oh, it's this antique show. You've got to see this. Or she's like, you'll just love this. I play piano as like a secondary hobby. I'm not very good. You're really trying to fight off that yawn. And she watches like these music shows where all they do is just play music for 30 minutes, but she has 132 episodes, and she'll be like, I want to show you this one guy play the piano. Let me just pull this up real quick. But Chaz, there's 132 episodes. She can't find the episode she's looking for.
She doesn't know the delete function?
No, she won't delete it because she's like, oh, I've got to show someone that.
Ah. Sounds like you need to be nicer to
I love her.
Granny.
Love her to death. I'm not kidding. Look at me. I'm not kidding. She's tried to find that episode of that music show 3 times.
Hasn't found it?
We've not found it yet. So Toto makes short work of the spider. More important than all this, we get a glimpse of the panda wearing like some form of knuckle protectors. It looks like a floaty that he cut in half. And oh my goodness.
Awesome. He looks
it is
great on him.
So bitch.
Oh, dude.
Bitch.
We're not going this route. I'm not. This is why I've been so.
It's bitch. He's a freaking panda.
Yeah, okay. What's your point? What's your point, dude?
No one else has knuckle protectors. Why does he need them? He's a panda.
You know what? Pandas don't have knuckles.
He's
dude.
a big, meaty animal. Yeah, he's got
have
paws.
paws.
He's got paws.
He has paws. He will break his paws in half.
Exactly. So I'm so glad you brought this up. He doesn't even have knuckles. So why does he have a knuckle protector?
It protects the paw. Okay, there's metaparsals on the paws that he's got to protect. He's not like us, dude.
It's just, once again, he's got no personality whatsoever. So what does he have to do? Get some knuckle protectors, put a cute little panda on it, and then everyone's like, oh, he's fun. He just
No, did you not see that one episode where
he's got a lot of panda memorabilia.
He went os. When he punched the air, he's got so much.
And guess what he did when he punched the air? Didn't have knuckle protectors on.
Yeah, well, you don't have to have knuckle protectors against air. He's about to punch people's in the face.
So yeah, hey, when he punches someone in the face, tell me, okay? All right. Let's just wait for him to punch someone in the face this episode.
He might even just eat him. That's how savage this guy is.
So Toto is feeling himself, wants the whole gang to come at him at one time. But instead...
It's a little erotic.
All right.
All of you come on me at one time.
Really?
Why did you say on?
Come at him at once.
Oh, come at him.
But really thrilled with that addition you put into the podcast. Thank you. Instead, Itadori charges right at him, knees him in the nose. Owie.
No, this is a strong guy.
I'm not saying it was an owie for Toto, but I see someone get a knee right up in the nose, and I go, owie.
I feel like that would hurt your kneecap, too, don't you?
No.
Yes. You ever hit your kneecap on like a table and you're gonna hit your kneecap on a person's face and it's not gonna hurt?
I mean, on his nose, it just.
Well,
I mean,
here's
I'm
the
sure
It is a bent knee. When your knee is bent, it doesn't.
it's got
hurt.
some more structural.
Like, have you ever noticed when
integrity.
when your knee is locked and you've got a straight leg, when you get hit in the knee, it hurts so bad.
Okay, I know how big of a weirdo you are. I know you love this as much as me. When the doctors do the little rubber thing and you kick your leg, you love that.
I have Osgood-Schlatters, so I can't do it.
Bless you. What were you saying?
I have Osgood-Schlatters disease.
Do you need a Kleenex?
Osgood-Schlatters.
Oh my God, this guy's the allergist.
Have you never heard of it?
Or are you saying a word?
Yeah, I've got the bump on my knee from growing because I'm so fucking tall and
That
awesome.
that is so embarrassing.
What?
You literally have essentially a lame disease on your knee, all to only be a 6'2".
Okay, you're under exaggerating my height. You're under exaggerating my height.
Just to be 6'2", this guy has to deal with this
6'2".
knee, this knee issue the rest of his life.
I'm literally like 6'3" and 1/4 without shoes on. When I have shoes on, I'm like around 6'4" or 5". Don't listen to this guy. The soles I put in my shoes really get me up there, and it's not cool.
It's like, wow, this guy.
You know what else is not
You're
cool?
telling me
Making
that-
fun of people with diseases. That's what else is not cool.
You're telling me this guy's got the terrible knee disease, Gesundheit, and oh wow, this guy must
see this?
This guy must be super tall. How tall is he? Well, he's 6'2".
Look at this knee. Do you see this knee? And you're making fun of a guy with a disease. And I'm not 6'2". I'm taller than that.
He fits through door frames comfortably.
I am taller than that, guys. Like I said, I listed earlier.
Oh my God.
And I will not take this advice from somebody that's 5'7.5" without shoes on.
Sitting on a plane is a minor inconvenience for him, but being
No,
6'2" has never negatively affected you your whole life.
I'm taller than 6'2", but being 6'4", where it has negatively affected me
Yeah.
is sleeping in a full-size bed.
Hey, get a bigger bed.
Well, I have a bigger bed now. I'm saying where it did affect me before last year, only having a full-size bed.
So,
All of the imaginary ladies that would sleep with me hated it too.
you're in the doctor's office, they're getting ready to do the rubber mallet thing or whatever it's called, and you go, oh, excuse me. I have a Gesundheit on my knee. And the doctor goes, really? They go, well, I was looking at your chart. Aren't you only 6'2"?
Oh, well, I mean, I was in the 99% percentile of height when I was in 8th grade, but it's no big deal. I mean,
But no, when they do that to me, they go, holy shit. Have we put you through at least 8 surgeries because your reflexes are so incredibly good that it's unfair for everyone else?
it's pretty lame.
And I'm like, okay, fine. Let's do another round of tubes in the ears.
It's pretty funny and lame at the same time.
What?
They stopped doing that after the age of 8. So if your doctor still does that to you, you still go to a pediatrician.
That's just not true. But anyway, my reflexes are very good. Please send Chad. I believe it's Chadley Chart on Venmo to deal with.
Is that a reflex?
Your chronic? Yes. What do you think they're doing that for?
You're saying that that's a reflex. I don't think that's a reflex.
Are you deciding to kick your leg out when they do that?
I think they're hitting your joint. That your joint causes that to happen. That's not a reflex. I thought a reflex is like you see a ball coming at your face, so you dodge it.
That's also another form of reflex.
Well, is that a physical reflex?
Yeah, that's like making sure like you said, all your nerves are good to go and stuff like that.
And you're telling me you still have that done to you?
Well, it's unbelievable how healthy I am. I can't tell you the last time I've been to the doctor's office and knock on some wood, but I don't want to be too cocky about it. It's been a while, but yeah, they don't stop doing that when you turn 9 years old. Your mom just still goes to every doctor's appointment with you, even though you're 25 years old, and they say, "Hey, he's got."
I will give big money to anyone that has their knees tapped.
They
from a
say
doctor
he's got
past
some
the age of
bullish.
10.
When you get a physical,
No, they do not.
that's part of the physical.
Nope.
All right. Whatever you say. I don't even know what to look up to find out more. What is that? What is that called?
I've had multiple physicals for AKA sports that I was terrible at, where they never once hit my knee.
You just don't remember it correctly. I'm sorry.
They just checked my testicles and they said, "Good Lord, these things are tiny." And then they said, "You're good to go, though." They're all right. They're not very big.
Okay. What was I talking about?
Like,
Have we
"Gosh."
talked about the show in the last 10
They're like,
minutes?
your nutsack is way too big for these small of testicles.
They're like, Jesus Christ, where's Waldo in these things?
They're like, "Do you have anything in here?" This looks. They're like, "This looks like a hacky sack without anything in it." I mean, what is?
Like, usually one's lower. I can't find anything.
Are you 85? Why
Is
is
it
your
up in your-
sack all the way down to your butthole?
Okay. So,
By the way, guys, I was kidding. I've got all right testicles.
it's pretty average.
I'm
Then,
not kidding. Keep
so
going. Sorry.
Itadori caused this reaction with his knee, and then the plan, we're in it. The rest of the people separate into the two groups. And Fushi, he notices that Toto was alone. And Toto seems unfazed by the attack and instead smiles as we go into the OP. We flash. Oh, come on. It's not even the right panda. We flash back to before the exchange event started. Maki's breaking it down. She is sure that Toto will be out to destroy all of them right away and hypothesizes that Mai could be coming right behind him.
That little duo, Toto and Mai, I like it. I'm here for it, even though he's for Tokada-chan.
Tokata, we don't know how to say
Tokada,
it.
whatever.
But-
I still think him and Mai should be a thingy.
Yeah, I don't think either one of them are interested in the other. That's what I think. I think that Maki is even saying that too. I think she's worried that Mai just wants to take her down and doesn't even care about the others. She says the worst possible outcome is that they face this monster known as Toto and they all get wiped out. Now, this is what we call an unnecessary comment.
Yeah, I mean, it's not that unnecessary, but
Oh, it's not that unnecessary?
No.
Okay, well then let me give you another comment that I think you can have a lot of use with. The worst possible outcome that could happen right now is the Earth explodes and we all die.
well, that's a stupid.
Well, no, I mean,
Take
it's
to say.
basically the same worst possible outcome if we just want to talk about those. That's
I think, you know what, Maki, I like it. You're cute. I like your glasses.
So this leads to the plan of leaving Itadori behind to deal with Toto by himself. She says you don't have to beat him, just hold out as long as possible. And Panda further explains that having Yuji is just a plus because they didn't expect to have him in the first place. He just jumped out of a crate and sometimes things fall into your lap. Panda apologizes to Fushi because he thought that he really wanted to go at Toto. But Fushi, this guy's the master of chill, and he says, nah, I'm good either way.
Fushi. I said this earlier. I'm not going to say it. Well, I said this earlier, but some technical issues happened.
difficulties. Way to think on your feet.
Mr. Fushi, to be that chill, I feel like you've got to get the chill beat into you. If you know what I mean, as a kid.
What are you saying?
If you're that chill, most of the time your parents probably whipped you around. a little
No.
bit. Yeah. That's
No.
why I'm such a chill guy.
I've said this earlier on in some of the episodes. My theory, Fushi grew up around this stuff. He's got a family that's all a bunch of sorcerers. He's not worried about Toto. He's got a chill mindset. He knows it's going to be a tough battle.
He did shit his pants in the
He's
first special
not-
grade, but it's all right.
Well, it's not a terrible point, but
God, my knee is sore.
well, yeah,
Dunking all over people. Keep going.
can't dunk because doctors don't even allow you to get hit by a rubber thing. What are those called?
Did we even get that recorded?
Yep.
You know what's funny about that?
What's funny about that?
You know what? Actually, I'm 6'1", and I've been dunking all over people. Keep going.
Okay, you can't keep up with your hype. Itadori ends off the flashback by saying, "By the way, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to win." As we cut back to the battle where Toto compliments Itadori's speed. Toto says he will return the favor as he throws a punch that manages to take out the spider and sends Itadori flying back into a tree.
Yep, and I'm going to say it again, owie, because Yuji goes through a tree and then his momentum finally slows down and then he slams into the back.
It's fine. Yeah, I'll rent out Owie to you.
Usually, when we first recorded it,
typically I collect royalties to that, and we did. We had a couple minutes where we kept recording, and I thought since it was only like 5 minutes, we were going to flawlessly put up an illusion to the people that they wouldn't have even known about it. But now twice you've referenced it, so I'll go ahead and let them in on the know that yes, you said owie once. I rented it out to you then.
Well, you did a lot better the first time, but
and I'll rent it out a second time. Usually, I collect royalties.
You were like,
on those.
dang! You were like, oh, I'm proud of you for saying that. This time, you're like, oh, I'll rent it out to you.
We'll see how many more times Chad can't remember what he said in the past 5 minutes compared to the past 20 minutes. So he has to say, "Well, I said it perfectly the first time."
Keep going.
Speaking of owies, Toto follows up this attack with 9 skull stomps, which made me very antsy.
Yeah, this is just absolutely brutal. There's blood all over the place. You know what I like about these scenes, though? Well, I don't
know what you're
like
going to
them.
say here.
When the camera is on the ground and you just hear the beatings and then you just see splashes of blood just pop on the ground.
Okay, kind of weird. He goes in for another punch, but holds back as he sees Itadori. He's just not doing that great. He's struggling. Not. Toto cracks his neck, which also always makes me very uncomfortable. Yep. People have got to stop doing that.
I'm not a big neck cracker, but I do crack my back a lot, and I'm a fan of that. But I agree, the neck is a little dangerous.
Yeah, back crack, I can take it or leave it. I do like a good knuckle crack, knuckle pop. I don't like calling it crack, first of all. I like a good knuckle pop, but I'm more into some people like squish in and pop them that way. I like to extend mine out.
See, I do it both ways. I can't do them now because I've already popped them all.
When I do it in, it kind of hurts. I like popping them out.
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't like it in, but I do like it out.
You love it out. Also like it extended. Itadori manages to stumble his way to his feet, sporting what has to be at this point like 16 concussions.
Whoa, there. And here's the thing about 16 concussions. You get a concussion when your brain rattles around. Basically what a concussion is, and I'm not a doctor, but your brain rattles around. That's
we know
a concussion.
A lot about concussions, but we are not doctors. Thank you for saying that.
His brain basically did rattling around 16 times.
Because you're saying that you can actually only have one concussion.
No, a full rattle around is one concussion. When it rattles around 16 times, it's 16 concussions. Basically, his brain did 16 circles around his skull. Inside of his skull, yeah. It's kind of what I'm trying to say.
Well, I kind of made the 16 concussion joke because I've never heard of someone be like, oh, they've got a double concussion at once. People have multiple concussions over a lifetime.
You got to be hit very hard for your brain to circle around 16 times.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Dr. Chad. He's concerned that Toto might have made him dumber than he already was, and this kind of made me feel bad. And I'll explain why.
Explain it.
Because it didn't seem like you knew what to say there.
Well, I was about to go on, but I wanted your explanation first.
Fair. See, it makes me feel bad because it kind of shows that Itadori, he wears his emotions on his sleeve. He knows he's not the smartest guy in the room, and I feel like he's been picked on because he's not that smart, and so he calls himself out for it.
Do you look at me that way too? Because I'm not. I'm really. I'm not obviously one of the smartest men's out there. I'm not, say, an Albert Einstein's or a Thomas Edison when he created the kite and the lightning hit the kite.
Wait, were you there?
No,
You're talking about this.
The lightning hit the kite, and I'm pretty sure
Oh.
that's how he became the light bulb.
Good knowledge, buddy.
But yeah, those people, they died a long time ago. What I'm trying to say is I'm not the smartest guy around, but I wear my emotions on my sleeves. And
Both of them on both your sleeves.
do you think that I'm a good guy?
Oh, a good guy?
Well, do you think I'm smart?
I think you're a great guy.
I asked the second question
But
after that.
you said, "Do I think you're a good guy?" I think you're a great guy. Yeah.
And then I was,
So, moving on. So, I think what we were talking about here is Toto shouts out his idol Takata by sharing her quote, "Men are perfect when they're a little dumb." And I'm not so sure about this Takata chick.
that sounds like a...
We tiptoe around this word around here.
God.
Yeah, but I think she's starting to deserve it.
Yeah.
He then asks for Itadori to introduce himself, and after he does just that, Toto hits him up with his question that reigns over all other questions. What kind of woman is your type?
And I'm glad you asked. We need to... I know we've done this before. We've got to do this again. Last time was very...
I felt like I was pretty clear the last time I did it.
No, last time was very emotion-based. We need to go over the physical attributes
fine.
of a woman.
I mean,
And who...
it seems...
What type of woman you got?
I don't necessarily like that we're doing this, but...
So thanks for asking. I'll go through mine.
Okay, go ahead.
What I like in a woman,
Her eyes.
physically attributed-wise, is I like a medium to large-sized woman.
Okay.
My women's need to be from 5'6" to 5'10". Okay?
Okay. All right. So here's my first issue.
With a fat dumpy.
What? Her poop? What?
No, a fat
said dumpy.
dumper.
Dumpy? Are you talking about the dump truck?
I'm talking about the muscles and the...
You're not talking about the dumpy that the dump truck holds. You're talking about the dump truck itself.
Yes.
Okay. Gross. And incredibly inappropriate. The first thing I want to touch on is you said medium to large woman, and I thought, wow, good for Chad. He's got a large thing here. And then you went on to explain what that was, and it was 4 inches. So what?
Okay, I'll give it 5'5" to 5'10", because that's a medium to large size woman. When you go, okay, here's the thing: small size woman, she 5'3" to 4'8", however small they come now.
I can't imagine or can't help but notice that that's like 9 inches, but you had a 4-inch window initially.
Well, here's the thing: when you 6 foot and above, that is an extra large woman. Okay.
All right. So wait. What does that mean for the 5'11" women?
Well, 5'11" is never. No one is ever 5'11". They always lie about it.
Okay, I know what you mean.
You're either 5'10" saying you're 5'11", or you're 6 foot saying you're 5'11" because you don't want to be 6
It's
foot.
the NBA. No, find me one NBA player that's listed as a 5'11".
Exactly. That's my point.
Okay. Or 6'11" even. I'll say that too.
Or
'cause
6'11",
NBA
yeah.
players come in all shapes and sizes. Okay. Anything else you want to say that grosses me and the rest of the audience out? Probably.
No, I want.
real.
So last time you did it strictly
Had a
on
good
like,
answer.
No, let me talk. You did it strictly on emotional based attributes. You were like, oh, whatever they want.
Really getting behind the curtain of the person.
I want you to do a deep dive into the physical attribute of the woman that is your type.
So you're really putting my feet to the fire here.
Yes.
Okay. So what do you want for me to say? Which asset?
No, I want you to answer truthfully.
Which asset do you want me to talk about?
Their physical. What did I just talk about?
I'm going to talk about the physical, but what part of their physical assets do you want me to talk about?
Well, you just kind of said it in that sentence, but their height.
I know, but I'm gross. I don't pay. So
Their
you're gonna
physical.
have to
What do you want
hold
the
my
woman
hand
to
here.
look like, physically wise?
Their height.
Their height.
Okay. So, all right. God, I hate doing this. So sorry I think you're all perfect the way you are. Height here. I would say my perfect height for a woman is whatever they feel the most comfortable with.
No, we're not. No, that's exactly not what I wanted.
Just whatever if they're comfortable in their own skin, I think that's great. And
We're
I think,
doing, obviously, they've got to be 5'3" or shorter because you don't want them to be as tall as you. That's what I've heard you say.
Let's say,
Which is fine.
That's
if a
fair.
woman's
That's
taller.
okay. That's fair. That's fair. Let's say 5'2" or shorter. And the only reason I say that is because yes, I'm not the tallest guy around. I hate getting I swear to God, these things are different. Sometimes I'm 5'3", sometimes I'm 5'4". Good day, 5'4.5". So let's just play it safe. We'll say 5'2" for my woman.
5'2". Okay. So what about their behind?
Oh, don't behind. Don't call it a behind. Or wait, actually, it makes me giggle. We can call it a behind.
The behind are the headlights. You know what I mean? You know what I'm talking?
What do you mean?
Sorry, the bosom. We've talked about this.
We
before.
did. We
Bosom.
learned. Yeah, that was a blunder we made. A bosom just sounds like a butt. I'm sorry. I don't care if most people. I don't care if people feel like 25-year-olds should know that by now. And I think in the back of my mind, I did know it. But bosom sounds so much like a butt that's what we thought. Okay. Well, okay. I feel like you kind of talked about the behind. By the way, bosoms and behind could definitely be a podcast name. I don't know if we would be
the bosom and behind
the behind
Chronicles.
bosom podcast. I don't think that we should necessarily be the host, but if someone wants to use that, go for it. You talked about the behind. I'll touch more. Well, I would love to touch, but I'll explore the bosom area. And I think,
I'm a fan of both.
If they want to go the more au natural route, or if they want to implant something, that makes them feel
You're
better.
doing it again.
I mean,
do you want them fake or do you want them real?
If they can have anything that makes them comfortable, it's their body, their rules. I think they're all great.
No. Do you want them to have fake
Chad,
headlights or real ones?
Chad, do you know how long it's been since I've had the affection of a woman? It really does not matter at this point. All right? I need to keep my options open.
I just want my chick to have the fattest behind around. And here, okay, ladies, listen up.
I just think they should be whatever. It's not our decision.
Okay, well, you know what? We've gone over their physical, some of their physical attributes.
Right. So we want to talk about their hearts.
We talked about their height.
Personality?
We talked about their front side, their behind.
Are you talking about their personality?
What do you want their weight to be?
Oh my God. Okay. Yes, I'm sure everyone would love for us to talk about women's weight. Let's do that. That's not problematic at all. Honestly, okay, this is where I don't stick with me. It's whatever they want.
No, we're not doing this.
You know, I'll say height. I need them a little bit shorter for my own spirits. I'm not afraid to have a little challenge for the crown in the weight department. You know, I'm not a pretty heavy set guy myself. We'll see if she wants to try and take the crown. Let's do it. All right, let's have a nice meal.
If you ladies, here's the thing, ladies.
Love a girl that likes to eat.
If you're gonna listen to we're just two average, dumb, not very decent looking men. I mean, we're all right looking. You definitely.
My mom says I'm a prize.
You definitely need to take advice from us about your bodies.
Okay, don't listen to him. He's just talking out of his behind. How about that?
And please edit that out. That does make me look put in a bad light.
I'm not going to edit it out, and I'll tell you why. I think it's important that people understand sometimes when you do a podcast like this, you say things that you don't mean, and I think it's fair to say that both of us were both a little uncomfortable with how those words came out of your mouth, and we don't agree with them.
Yeah, I'll come out and say I do not agree with what I said a few seconds ago, but I do want a fat behind from a lady.
As Hannah Montana once said, everybody makes mistakes.
Okay. Ladies from 5'5" to 5'10", hit me up.
And women who are comfortable in their own skin and just want love to be shared on both sides, hit me up.
God, you suck.
So for some reason, Itadori is a little confused by the timing of this query. I think I said question like 2 sentences before, so I mixed it up and I said query, and now when I said it, it made me laugh. Because you totally hijacked the podcast and made me talk about those uncomfortable subjects. So,
all right, let's keep this moving. Dude.
Nonetheless, there's a question. Will you calm down? He's not afraid to play ball. He thinks for a bit and then says, "I guess I'd have to say a tall woman with a big ass like Jennifer Lawrence."
Well, I like it. I like the answer, but I would say medium to large-sized woman.
Well, would you like to guess J-Law's height?
5'8".
5'9". Oh. And this got me thinking. I haven't seen much from J-Law in a while. She must be hiding from that bitch Corey V. I can't even remember her latest film.
It's probably because Harvey Weinstein got canceled. She was slurping and derping her way through Harvey.
J-Law's a accomplished actress, and I'll tell you why that's not true. And that's once again an instance where I don't think he liked what came out of his mouth. All of these questions are just for show, because you know for a fact I went down a 15-minute rabbit hole looking up the latest on Jennifer Lawrence. Of course, we all remember her getting hitched to Cook Maroney back in 2019. You a big fan of Cook?
Don't know who that is.
Is it? Okay.
It's a good food.
Are you a big fan of him?
Yeah, I like when people cook for me.
Is it because his name is Cook Maroney? I'm asking a lot from you here, but I believe in you. With a name like Cook Maroney, what profession do you think this guy works in?
That guy he's in the seafood business. And
you're
his
focusing
last name
too much on Cook.
No, his last name should be Bologna because he cooks stuff. But it's Maroney because, okay, get this.
Okay.
Maroney because... What is maroon?
Okay, you've got it. It's a color.
It is?
Maroon.
Yeah.
That's a color.
And is that where you're leading this to?
He's a seafood color?
He's a seafood cook that...
Colors.
I'm going nowhere with this.
Colors, funny. You were touching on something here.
He's an artist.
He's
a colorful artist.
He is an art gallerist. So he's very passionate about the arts. But no, the word on the street is Cook convinced Jennifer to take some time out of the spotlight to focus on their marriage. And Cook to me seems like a jealous slice of bologna. I got to be honest.
Yeah,
I don't trust this Cook guy. Hope the best for Jennifer
Lawrence. He's wanting
Lawrence.
that medium-sized lady all to himself.
Back to the show. But speaking of films, Itadori's answer meant so much to Toto that it literally sent him into a film. Did you notice this?
It sent him into a futuristic film.
The screen turns into a wide format. We see a beautiful cherry blossom. Our two new best buds are reading a series together on a rooftop. You know all those times that we read together?
Oh, there's a lot of times
when
on
I'm
rooftops.
holding a book and you're just over my shoulder and we're just reading, and I say, "Have you finished yet?" And you say, "Yeah." And then I turn the page.
Usually you whisper it into my ear what you're reading.
Well, but we read, and
because you're on my back and like you're whispering in my ear while you read it.
You'll kind of sensually tap my shoulder. I'm like, "Okay, Chad's done with that page. I just have 2 more lines," and then I flip the page. We share a beverage. So
water.
Love water. Toto says he's finally going to tell Takada how he feels. And after being ridiculed by Itadori, Toto quotes a classic Anne Sullivan line to Helen Keller when she said, "What fool thinks of defeat before even trying?" Except not really, because Itadori says someone else said that. It's a beautiful quote, though.
Yeah, I don't think Helen Keller ever said anything that people say Helen Keller said.
Okay, so here we go. No one knows what's really going on here. We cut to Takada ripping up a love note as she says, "Sorry, I'm in love with someone else." Because keep in mind, earlier in the season, we got some evidence that maybe Takada might be a little bit more into the ladies.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that little Maki interaction she had?
Yeah.
Okay, good talking, good input. We then see a pitiful-looking Toto standing under a cherry blossom as Takada walks off in the other direction.
Cherry blossoms, great trees.
I know I keep talking about the cherry blossoms because I love it.
It's so awesome.
Later in the day, Itadori is consoling his newfound bro as Toto says, "Any chance that someone she's talking about is me?"
It's crazy. That's not even his type of woman.
That's true.
She's a smaller lady.
That says a lot, doesn't it?
That means he was in love.
That says a lot.
Yep.
Yuji says no, and then to end this terrific film, the boys go get some ramen as they have the same conversation we have all the time, which is, do you think we'll ever get married? Back in reality, oh my god, so anime. Toto has tears coming out of his eyes, but I almost didn't notice due to the waterfall of snot coming from his nose. Good God. It goes over the mouth and has made it downstream so far that it is beginning to slide off his chin.
It was a beautiful moment.
Beautiful moment. Get out of here. Toto says, "Seems like we're best friends." Just then, Sabrina the teenage witch is flying above, reporting back to her team via a cell phone, which I thought felt very out of place.
Yeah, I mean...
How did you feel about seeing this cell phone?
The broom? I was not a fan of the broom. I hoped it was something else.
Well, we've talked about brooms. How did you feel about the cell phone?
Yeah, she should be able to do some witchery.
I agree.
Telekinesis, the conversation back.
And so then, do you remember when Mai had that gun by the vending machines and Nobara and Fushi did a horrible job confiscating the firearm? Well, they really made a mistake because now she appears in the middle of the forest just taking shots at Itadori with her gun. She's a terrible shot. She would make a terrible quarterback because she doesn't seem to grasp the concept of leading your receiver.
Yeah.
Itadori's running all around and she's just shooting where he is in that moment.
Couldn't that possibly kill him?
I think that's what she's trying to do.
Oh, okay.
Blue hair. What was this girl's name again? Blue hair.
Hermione.
I've got it somewhere in my notes.
You know what? We're gonna call her blue hair.
For now, we'll call her blue hair. We'll fix it by the end of the episode. Does a new shadow style simple domain. She doesn't want to get too crazy. That's why she goes simple domain.
Simple.
She unsheathes a sword, but Itadori leaps right over her attack. Kyoto is filled with just a bunch of cheaters, is what I'm finding out.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of this group. Even their principal is just such a scummy
But she's
scum.
pretty... Oh, the eyebrow?
Yeah,
Eyebrow Jenkins. Yeah. What about that timeless Iori, though?
The who?
Iori?
Who is that?
Gojo?
The president lady?
Like the leader or whatever?
Yeah. I mean, no, she's great. I'm saying
Okay.
these students that we're watching fight and the president.
So... They have a witch flying on a broom, one girl who I'm not even sure is a sorcerer in any way, talking about Mai, she's gun, and a fucking robot who now helps surround Itadori. What? He realizes that this is a ragtag group of convicts, and they're trying to kill him. But just then, clap, and Itadori is suddenly in a tree as Toto attacks Phonytails from behind. That's what, instead of ponytails, I'm calling them Phonytails.
Oh, that's awesome. I like that one.
Because why is it like that?
He can't see. That's not...
He can see. After having a conversation, Phonytails agrees to leave him to Toto as long as he makes sure to kill Itadori. That's, I think I missed some, but that's yawn, number 11. I'm adding 4. Toto exclaims that he's not an inconsiderate man who'd hold back against his best friend. Which, by the way, I feel the same exact way. I don't want to call you my best friend, but we are friends.
Yeah, don't do that because we're over 21.
You better never get in a fight with me because I have a special set of skills and I respect you too much to not kick your fucking ass.
Yeah, go full at me, buddy. See what happens.
You're a bitch.
Those short arms.
I got so many moves. But they're quick. They're quick arms.
Well, that is true. You would speed at me like...
Sabrina the teenage witch has a talk with herself about her current situation. She literally says, "Hang in there, me." Yawn number 12. Sabrina the teenage witch is a crazy person.
Well, she's a witch. She's riding a broom.
Hang in there, me. But she's startled when Fushi's owl hawk Nue electrocutes her out of the air.
Oh, get wrecked.
Kyoto members keep running away when Fushi and Maki jump out to engage in battle yawn number 12. Or 13. I was already at 12. Fushi asks Kamo, who is Phonytails, I think,
He is.
if they are planning to kill Itadori. And we go to
And
the
he says,
calling.
I don't know, I can't see.
We go to the calling card, which says Jujutsu Kaisen. Good calling card this week. After that, well, who knows what the hell happened. Fushi and Maki are standing alone saying that's strange. I'm not sure if they have some sort of technology allowing them to report back to Panda, because we then see Panda saying that is strange, that all the Kyoto students are moving together towards where we left Yuji.
No, I think Panda, he's just the best one out of them all. He's kind of got like he's got a third eye that's like he can just send anywhere.
Hey, no he doesn't. It's at this point that I started to consider the fact that this was some sort of flashback. But I was still having a hard time dissecting what exactly was going on and who was talking to who. I'll warn you about that. And then all my problems were solved, thank goodness, because Inumaki, that's Rice Ball Boy, I'm really trying here, says kelp.
Kelp. Okay, so he's switching it up. I think he hasn't said that one too often.
And now everything is cleared up.
Yeah, I think that means help, right?
It could. It could definitely mean that.
I'm catching on to this guy's language.
Panda is doing some deep critical thinking. He deduces that Eyebrows must have ordered the hit on Yuji. Nobra says, wow, they are big enough cowards to do such a thing like that. That was yawn number 14. Good God, man. Panda says they haven't spent time day after day with Yuji like you guys have, which I call bullshit. They have not spent time together like that. They just haven't.
Yes, they have.
They did like 2 missions together.
Fushi, I feel like Fushi should be close to him.
I just don't know if day after day would be an accurate representation of the time they've all spent together. He goes on to say, for anyone who doesn't know Yuji, he is only the vessel of Sukuna, which is just an object of fear. It wouldn't feel any different to them than exercising a normal curse. Maki makes the decision to turn around because win or lose, it doesn't matter if they lose the life of a friend. Beautiful.
That is so beautiful. Maki.
Panda and Nobra are going to confirm that Yuji is safe while Toge continues to hunt down the curse.
Wait.
Dude, I am really concerned with your farts. They just sound way too wet to not deal with.
Yeah, I've got some lubrication down there.
Nobra then tries to call Fushi and is mad that he doesn't answer on the first ring. She makes a great point.
It's a woman for you.
Now, we haven't spent much
you
time...
call them and they don't answer, but you better answer on the first ring.
We haven't spent much time with Nobra lately, but if you remember a while ago, I was really growing pretty fond of her because she was asking some good questions. And she does the same thing here as she asks why they weren't provided with wireless radios or Bluetooth earbuds.
That's a pretty good point.
Panda, of course, is obnoxious and says that he wouldn't want them. No shocker there. And Sabrina lands in a tree and says that we cut over to Sabrina. She lands in a tree and says due to the electricity, her movements will be affected for a while. And then in the absolute worst part of the episode, Panda and Nobra appear out of nowhere with a duet of Come and Play.
I like this a lot because
No, you don't. This was it was terrible.
Let me read out what I have written right here. Panda and Nobra are so cute together. They are definitely one of the best duos in the game. And when I say in the game, I mean in all of anime. This team can just... I can't wait to see...
This is so bad.
The episodes to come.
So bad. The fact that they said it at the same time meant that it was planned.
Yep.
So they came up with a plan. This is what they came up with.
And that's... Yeah.
Terrible. We finally get to the point where I figured out we were watching a flashback because we are now in the middle of Fushi and Maki in the confrontation with the members of Kyoto from earlier. So it was just a very confusing flashback that I'm still not sure of all the nature to all of it. Kamo says they have no reason to kill Itadori, but Fushi knows that this isn't true. We cut back to Todo and Yuji's fight, and it appears to be a pretty good duel. Itadori's holding his own. Todo's also very impressed.
Holding back a little, probably, because he's jacked.
What did he say? He said he's too good. It's his best friend. He wouldn't disrespect him enough to hold back.
Whatever.
You don't believe him?
No, I don't believe him. I think he's got some other tricks up his sleeves.
Yuji makes a great block and counterattacks with a fist right to the face, sending Todo flying back. And since we are watching anime after all, Todo continues falling back in slow motion to give him time to consider that Yuji's raw strength is greater than his own despite his small body. Too long of a thought to have while you're falling.
Well,
It's too long of a thought.
it's not that long. I think I could think of that in that time period. I could think that fast. I could have a thought that fast.
He uses such little cursed energy that it's hard to read his movements. And the way his cursed energy hits after a time lag is just wrong. Now that he also thought while he was falling. So do you think you could have added that on to the fall as well?
That one would be a little bit tougher, but I do have a fast-thinking brain.
Yes. People say that often. But that's a quick thinker, Chaz over there. Has he yawned 17 times?
Oh.
He is a master of his own domain. We then see Maki and Blue Hair taking a time out from whatever confrontation they were having.
No, which is just, don't take a time out in the middle of battle.
It's pretty cordial. I enjoyed it, you know? Maki accuses her of keeping her technique a secret from her allies. Blue Hair apologizes for Itadori and says, I know this is an excuse, but I'm not like the others.
She's definitely not. I do. Whoa.
Ooh.
Edit that. I don't need anyone thinking that.
I don't know.
My
17 yawns kind of made me mad. Might leave the voice crack in.
I like this blue-haired chick. She seems kind.
Yeah, she says still all that doesn't mean that she plans to hand over victory in this exchange event. She goes on to explain that sorcerers advance in rank through recommendations yawn number 20. Students who perform well here are granted many chances to advance while they're studying. Unfortunately, this is the point where they show assistant to the manager to help explain that the person in charge of a student can't recommend them. I can't stress this enough. Old Dwight shouldn't be in charge of anyone.
Well, is he in charge of anyone? Or is he just managing?
That's kind of what they made it seem like in the PowerPoint presentation that happened because it's so anime. For example, she says Gojo can't recommend Itadori to be a first grade sorcerer.
Respect.
Blue then says she wants to become independent as quickly as possible so she can earn money. Maki asks why, and Blue Hair takes out her sword once again and says because she's poor and has 2 brothers. What are those lame-os doing? 2 brothers.
They're poor, being poor somewhere.
Someone being poor. But these ladies, they're just lovely, though, as Maki asks if she's getting along with Mai, and goes on to say she won't hold back as she gets into a ready position with whatever cursed bow staff weapon she's holding, because remember, she's a cheater, too. She doesn't
she's cheating, but at the same time, she's really badass.
She's lovely, but I don't know. She's badass. That I completely agree with. Back to Todo and Yuji. Todo is telling him that his cursed energy lagging behind is a bad habit. Yuji says, oh, you mean Divergent Fist? Put some respect on my damn name.
That's how lame his fucking move is. He doesn't even call it Divergent Fist. He just says your lag technique.
That's like if you were lame enough to call if you were playing basketball, you called your jump shot the shoot 'em up 3000. And I go, oh, wow, your jump shot form is actually not that bad. And you go, what, huh?
You mean the shoot 'em up 3000?
So not necessary.
Thank you for talking about my jump shot, though.
It's actually, I was kind of nice for the purpose of the podcast. Your jump shot's so whack.
Well, you mean the shoot 'em up 3000. But
and I also lied. You told me you went and played basketball the other day. 1 for 3. Good for you.
Hey, that's not terrible.
Hey, 33%, not bad, Really shooting the lights out.
If I'd have just made and shot one more, 50%.
Just one game, you didn't need to assert your dominance. Just got in, got out. Got in, put in a good game, got out. Toto says, as long as you're satisfied with that, you'll never beat me. And if that's the case, we won't stay friends long. Itadori says he's not okay with staying weak and lights up some cursed energy. Toto says, that's right. My besto friendo.
Besto friendo. I love when Japanese add O's to words that they don't need to.
I know. It's almost like when you add S's to words.
Well, I don't know. What are you talking about?
Well, you do that.
Okay, continue on.
And then lost. Oh, wait. Fuck me. Not anymore.
Besto friendo.
I'm still pissed. No Lost in Paradise. But you know what we still do have?
Hold on. Before you do it, can I give...
You know what we still have? Go ahead.
Snowy?
Nope.
I was going to say, can I do one more? Can I try my best?
Besto friendo?
Japanese man's impression of how to say English words?
Yeah. Are you going to do it loud? And the only reason I say that is you're close to the microphone. You might need to push it back a little bit because...
Besto friendo. How was that?
Really good, actually.
You like that?
Made me smile. Yeah, good.
Thank you.
I like how serious your face gets. You really.
Well, it's a serious
If anyone
thing.
thought that you weren't trying, if they saw your face, they'd be like, "Wow, he's really putting everything he's got into this podcast."
And what's another one that I could do?
They say, "Wow, I thought 22 yawns in that maybe Chad didn't care so much about performing, but after I saw him do that besto friendo, I was mistaken."
And then here's one more, just besto friendo.
That looked like you were. Well, never mind. Juju Stroll.
Oh my!
Wait.
There's not one this episode.
This is a good one. They're all talking about the types that they like. It's Toto's asking them the question. They all have to say their type. Are you buying in?
I'll buy in.
All right.
As long as they're talking about medium-sized women's.
So it's what kind of person is your type? This is so much fun. I'm so excited. Maki. Okay, this one's gonna get you right out of the gates. You're gonna like this one. Says, someone who is stronger than me.
That's kind of hot. So she wouldn't be into me.
Mai, on the other hand, didn't answer. Pretty lame.
She's asexual.
Nobra, she's going to say what her type is, but more along the lines of what her type isn't. She can't stand a UBSSD.
UBSS. What is that?
Yeah, I know you love making acronyms. Why don't you take a crack at this one? It was UBSSD. U.
U as in ugly?
B.
No. I'm saying, is that what you mean? You mean the letter U, not me.
Yeah.
Hold on.
U.
Understanding bullshittery.
SD.
Small dick.
Understanding bullshittery small dick. Not quite. It was useless, broke, smelly, stingy, question mark? What the fuck does that mean? And dead. She doesn't want them to be dead.
Well, I don't like her answer. I'm not a fan of it.
Yeah, it should be
broke. I mean, really, we're all broke on the inside.
Not in the value we have for ourselves. Did you ever think of that?
No, because
Not
if
broke.
I thought of that, I would throw up.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch is drooling on her phone and says, "Do you know who Sebastian Stan is? He has a great body." Do you know Sebastian Stan?
He does.
Do you know who it is?
Yeah.
Tell me who it is.
Sebastian Stan, well, I know what he looks like.
Okay, what is a role that he played in a film?
In a film? No, that's the thing. I know what he looks like. I can't remember the role of the film that he played.
You don't know who Sebastian Stan is?
He played the evil scientist on Avengers, the Mexican scientist.
The Mexican scientist.
Am I not right?
Sebastian?
Yes, Sebastian Stan.
What? Okay, well, for everyone, Sebastian Stan, he plays Bucky in the movies.
That's what I meant, yes.
But real quick... Good acting. Real quick story. I know you need to leave. My buddy who does, he works in the film industry.
Yep.
He
Big film guy.
For a while, he's worked with Sebastian on a couple projects, and it's pretty serious because my buddy, he doesn't have that many followers. Sebastian Stan follows him, and here's a crazy story about, I guess, other people feeling the same way about Sebastian Stan and just all those Marvel people. Just by following my friend, he said he woke up one morning the day after Sebastian followed him and had 13 DMs, all of people saying, I'm Sebastian's biggest fan. Please put me in contact with him. And he was just saying some of these people were crazy, like writing 5 paragraphs saying why he should dox Sebastian.
Did you dox him?
Sebastian. No, he didn't. He's Tommy Boy's a good guy. I've got a Tommy Boy too. How about that?
Yeah.
Blue hair. She says she likes hot guys like most girls, but she wants someone fun to be around too. And
So basically me.
And it's important whether or not he can make you feel like he's the only one for you.
Oh yeah, that's what I've been told by a couple women. Is like
I'm
exactly.
right here.
Yep.
Ladies, I'm right here.
Well. Yeah.
Hey ladies, look up. I'm right here.
I wish we had video right now.
Gojo, talking to Iori, says, you know that one nice girl with the bangs? And Iori realizes he's talking about Miwa, who I knew I had the name in here somewhere, is blue hair. What do you think, Chaz? I know one time we got a bad review because we were talking about young girls and crushes, but are you shipping this?
Shipping.
I gotta be honest. Personally, I am a Gojo Iori shipper. I mean, to me, they fit together well. It's so obvious.
That's what I meant. I thought you were talking about Miwa.
But apparently, Gojo has eyes for Miwa.
I don't think he does, dude.
That's what he said. Anyway, that's the end of the episode. Sorry, Chadley, about the technical difficulties. I hate disappointing you. It'll never happen again. I know you're running late. You got some events to attend. So we'll wrap it up here.
Going to meet a bunch of ladies.
Twitter @podcastchronic. Email us at thepodcastchronicles@gmail.com. And we'll talk with you later.
Yep, we will talk to you.
Subscribe, review, rate, all that. I've been Ronnie.
Wait, before we go.
Oh, wow.
One last thing. Okay. I had to say this real quick. I promised Victor on the Discord that I would mention it.
Victor!
He took a picture of some Trulies, the new Truly pack.
He's a BFC, big fucking cunt.
Yep.
Love him.
I thought that was Zorlak. Anyways.
Nope. How dare you? God, you are so just...
Anyways.
Best host. Zorlak has a mortar and pestle that he makes his own spice blends.
Yeah, he does. Mr. Victor, he took a picture of the new Truly pack, said it was enjoyable, blah, blah. Have you had it? He was basically saying if I had it. I actually had it the night before for the first time.
Last night.
How crazy is that? And it was pretty good. I will say I like it more than the regular Truly pack.
Yeah.
Not as good as the lemonade pack, though. But it's good.
You and Trav delved into it a little bit, and it was the first time I've seen Travis get a little tipsy. And we're going to have him on one of our Learn a Little Somethings here soon, and we're going to talk about just all kinds of things with that little munchkin.
He's a munchkin. I can't wait to have Brock on either.
He's taller than me. Anyway, peace.
Peace.